Hello, good morning. You are on Mornings with Sports today. It's match day, right? India versus England in the first of three one-day internationals. What's the Indian team combination going to be like? Well, Captain Virat Kohli has already said what his preferred opening combination will be, but what about the middle order? It's already fired, packed. We'll tell you more about it, but before we head over there, here's Irfan Pathan telling you why you should download the Hausa app.
क्या आप भी किसी अपने सपने मेरे तुम्हारे टीम 11 पे टीम बना रहे हो और बच्चों के साथ खेल रहे हो? हमारे साथ खेलोगे? हाउस पे खेलो लेजेंड्स के साथ, हमें हराओ और जीतो डबल कैश. Log on to houseit.com and win real cash.
To download the Hausa app, make your own teams and challenge the legends. Well, Virat Kohli was sounded absolutely confident that his first choice openers will be Rohit Sharma and Shikhar Dhawan in one-day internationals. Remember, in the T20Is, Shikhar Dhawan played the first T20I as an opener alongside KL Rahul. Then Ishan Kishan was given a chance. He scored a breathtaking 50 on debut, whereas KL Rahul really struggled through the series up until he was left out in the fifth and final game when Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli opened the innings for India. Shikhar Dhawan was also touted as a third choice opener for India in T20 internationals. But when it comes to ODIs, Rohit Sharma and Shikhar Dhawan make a formidable pair. They are in fact the fourth most successful, the fourth most prolific run-making combination as openers in one-day internationals. Here's a quick look at what that list looks like. Tendulkar and Ganguly, obviously, the two legends, they head that list in terms of most opening partnership runs in ODIs. Tendulkar and Ganguly, 6,009 runs in 136 matches. Gilchrist and Hayden, the fierce, the frightening Aussie opening pair that was Greenidge and Haynes, the legendary West Indian opening pair. And there you have Dhawan and Rohit. They have scored 4,802 runs in 107 matches, including 16 century plus partnerships. So that's you look at the top four, and two of those pairs are Indians, and it tells you why India have been so successful in one-day cricket over the last 20 years. And remember, they've also won the World Cup in 2011 when Tendulkar and Sehwag were another potent opening combination. So there's little doubt these guys would go up there and open the innings for India. But where does that leave the middle order? Obviously, Virat Kohli brings up number 3. Then you have the likes of Shreyas Iyer. But KL Rahul, what about him, right? KL Rahul, in 2020, he was India's number 5, and he did pretty well as a wicketkeeper batsman. He also opened the innings for India in ODIs a fair few times, and 3 of his 400s have come up there. But KL Rahul's form in the T20Is, in fact, you look at the last 4 T20Is he played against England, and also that last T20I against Australia, that's where his form started taking a dip. Before that, he was great across both the shorter formats in ODIs and T20Is. He was brilliant in New Zealand. He played a couple of sterling knocks against Australia in the 3-match T20I series, but his fortune started to take a dip after that in 5 T20Is. But will that cost him a place in the one-day setup as well? Because Rishabh Pant is back and raring, and he last played his last ODI came against Australia in January 2020 at home, and he hasn't played since. So here's what KL Rahul's record looks like as an opener in ODIs and also in the middle order. He's got, like I said, 3 of his 400s have come in 18 matches as an opener. And he also scored 100 at number 5, where he's got 384 runs, nearly 400 runs in 8 matches. So that's quite a record. But does he miss out? Because Rishabh Pant has, who do you play as a wicketkeeper batsman then? That does not quite make it much of a rocket science, because Rishabh Pant has been brilliant in tests. He's been brilliant in T20Is. Remember, he played a leading role in India's historic triumph in Australia in the test matches, which India won 2-1. And his heroics in forgotten. Again, in the test series against England, Rishabh Pant was just brilliant. He scored that scintillating 100 in the final test match to bail India out of trouble. KL Rahul's overall numbers in ODIs are not too bad either, right? You'll have a look at that. He scored nearly 1,400 runs at a very good average in the mid 40s, great strike rate of nearly 88. So there you go. His numbers have been, KL Rahul's numbers have been phenomenal at whatever position he's batted. And Rishabh Pant, since he's last played that ODI in January, will Rishabh Pant's form in Test cricket and T20 internationals force Virat Kohli to play him as a wicketkeeper batsman? So that Indian batting lineup, either which way, is beginning to look very, very strong, isn't it? Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan, Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, many feel will get to play ahead of Surya Kumar Yadav, who had a great start to his international career in the T20I series, and then that leaves Rishabh Pant at number 5. Of course, Hardik Pandya is back to form with the ball he's bowling. That's a great sign, right? He bowled his full quota of overs in the T20Is. He bowled brilliantly, gave India wickets. Then there is Krunal Pandya as well, the other all-rounder, Hardik's brother. He had a good time at the Vijay Hazare. Of course, no Ravindra Jadeja, so India could be tempted to play a left arm spinning option who's an all-rounder. Krunal Pandya, remember, he's a good batsman as well, much like his brother Hardik. Krunal is an ace all-rounder, so that could be a formidable batting lineup. And of course, Surya Kumar Yadav, you never know, right? He might get a chance sometime during the course of this ODI series because he's been brilliant for Mumbai Indians and he started off so well for India in the T20 internationals as well. But the bowling lineup, of course, there's no Mohammad Shami, there is no Jasprit Bumrah, there's no Ravindra Jadeja. Prasidh Krishna has been given a maiden call-up in this ODI squad, so it remains to be seen who Virat Kohli backs in the first game. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, he was in brilliant form again in the T20s, wasn't he? Just bowled economically, got India crucial wickets, and made life very difficult for England's batsmen. So there'll be more, of course, throughout the course of this week as India and England battle it out in a 3-match ODI series. Remember, England are the ODI world champions. India are 2-time ODI world champions. It'll be a great contest, like it was. By the way, the Indian players said that the 3-1 scoreline in the Test matches was not quite reflective of how competitive that series was. Of course, the T20I series was competitive and closely fought. It was all there for all to see. Let's hope the ODI series is as well contested and fought out. There'll be more throughout. Of course, we will be back with Boria Majumdar, Pragyan Ojha, and Deep Das Gupta to analyze the first game of this ODI series tonight, and more through during the week as we build up to the other games and preview and review those. But there'll be more. There'll be stats, there'll be analysis, there'll be interviews, there'll be chats, and of course, do not forget to download the Howzat app, start making your own teams and challenge the legends on the platform. And please subscribe to Sports Today and keep supporting us, because this is not just about cricket. This is not just about men's cricket. It is about multi-sports. We will bring you all sorts of sports and cricket and analysis. Thank you for joining us. Have a good morning.